Celebrity superstar Alec Baldwin got some bad news in regards to the Rust court case that he is currently facing. It has been a long time coming, but it seems that his motion to dismiss has been denied.
Cause I've been living life right like I could just die any minute. Going for a ride down the side.
Hi everyone, my name is Jacob Berry. Welcome to the StudioJake vidcast where I talk about all things pop culture. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe. And if you're on YouTube, consider becoming a channel member. All right, diving right into it. It's true. Disgraced actor Alec Baldwin has gotten some bad news. Apparently, in regards to the Rust incident, which ended the life of cinematographer Helena Hutchins, he had, or I should say, his legal team had filed several motions to dismiss, and they have all been denied. So, this is according to Bounding into Comics. Alec Baldwin will be facing trial for the end of the life of Rust cinematographer Helena Hutchins, as a New Mexico judge denies the disgraced actor's request to drop the involuntary manslaughter charge raised against him. Ahead of the trial, which is expected to begin on on July 10th, the actor had already filed three separate motions to dismiss his involuntary manslaughter indictment. Luke Nikas and Alex Spiro, Baldwin's legal team, originally argued that the prosecution had failed to present evidence to the grand jury, noting that the firearm the actor unloaded on Helena Hutchins and Rust director Joel Souza had been destroyed by the FBI during testing. That's kind of interesting. One motion to dismiss over failure to allege a criminal act, and another motion to dismiss over presumption the grand jury was prejudiced against him, Fox News reports. Per documents obtained by Breitbart, New Mexico District Court Judge Mary Marlowe Sommer rejected the actor's request to dismiss his involuntary manslaughter charge, concluding that prosecutors did not act in bad faith. New Mexico law does not require a prosecutor to present exculpatory evidence to a grand jury or require a grand jury to even consider exculpatory evidence after alerted to its existence, Marlowe Sommer wrote. Following the judge's decision to dismiss Baldwin's request to drop his involuntary manslaughter charge, Nikas and Spiro issued a statement that simply read, "We look forward to our day in court." That might be true of them because they can rack up the legal fees. I do not think that is true for Mr. Baldwin. So this tells me three things, this motion to dismiss being denied. One, the turn of the tide of public opinion regarding this case has affected the court. Because before, Alec Baldwin was getting way too much leeway. He was allowed to leave the state. He was jet setting all over the place. His wife started to pretend that she was from Spain again. He did these disastrous interviews, that infamous roadside one where he looked frantic, and it was clear to me, in my opinion, that he was lying about certain things he said. Not to mention that terrible interview with Clinton operative George Stephanopoulos, where he only made himself look bad. He said incorrect things about the particular firearm that he used, which was debunked by multiple firearms experts, and they took forever. Meanwhile, the armorer who was on the set, whose responsibility it was to check the firearm, she goes to jail. But Baldwin is allowed to jet set, even though he wasn't just an actor on the movie, like say what happened with The Crow, where the actor was handed a gun and it tragically ended the life of Brandon Lee. It wasn't like that here. Baldwin was in charge of this movie. He was one of the producers. He was financing it. So and for New Mexico and Arizona not to look into this was just mind-blowingly baffling to me. If it had been me or you, we would already be under the jail. But Baldwin is allowed to jet set all around. But I think that with this motion to dismiss being denied, it's definitely a sign that the court is being affected by public opinion. Number two, it also just exposes what a narcissist Alec Baldwin truly is. I mean, come on, dude. You literally took the life of someone that you hired to help you make this movie. Not only do you continue to make the movie, you pressure the widower to just take a settlement. Now, listen, the Hutchinson's widower, he obviously is in grief. I'm not criticizing him. I am criticizing Baldwin for taking advantage of that grief. Absolutely disgusting. Now, other lawsuits are moving forward, not just against him, but also the director and the production company behind the film. But I do hope those continue. But yeah, what an absolute raging narcissist that thinks that he's just above all this, that he's not down here with us, audience members, right? He's above us. He's a celebrity. He acted with Meryl Streep once. Yeah, so he gets this pass and he's allowed to continue to make this movie despite what happened. Absolutely bonkers to me that this is even happening. But yeah, this guy is not anyone's friend. He's not someone to look up to. Not he's a fantastic actor, but he is an awful human being. That's just my opinion based on what I'm seeing in regards to this case and other things that he's done. Thirdly, the third thing that I am gleaming for this is, like I said, I mentioned earlier how public opinion is affecting the court case, but this also is showing how the populace, just the general populace, is starting to no longer put up with Hollywood's BS, right? Um, Bull malarkey sanction is what I meant by BS, by the way. Anyway, I should say bull malarkey shipment. I guess that would be BMS. But anyway, it seems to me that when reports of this incident were first coming out, there was a lot of sympathy toward Baldwin, especially toward Hutchins, but it seemed to be because of how the press especially was trying to frame it. Because remember, he's their buddy. He even almost got a news show on, I can't remember what it was. Was it MSNBC? Or maybe it was NBC. I can't remember. But he almost got a news show, and apparently his ego was really burned that it just cratered in the ratings. But I do find that we're starting to. I've seen through their nonsense for a long time, but I think because people tend to get starstruck, and that includes me. Whenever I got to meet Steve Rude the other day, I was totally starstruck by him. So I'm the chief among sinners. I've done this. I've just when it's and we're all like this when it's a celebrity you don't care for, whether because of what they do in their personal life or their films that they're in, you just don't like them, or you just don't like their skills as talent or as a talent, then you filter it through that. But I feel like lately, especially with social media, the advent of social media, it seems that more just regular people are like me are going, I think Alec Baldwin is a narcissist and his wife is a fraud. I mean, come on. Pretending you're from Spain for likes, clicks, and TV appearances like Hilaria did, that does speak to a broader cultural norm. I can only name maybe 5 celebrities that people still go to the movie because they're in. That I mean, that age of the movie star where you went because it had Brad Pitt or because it had Angelina Jolie, that seems to be over. It seems that that has ended, and you just go because maybe you like the trailer or you like the franchise that it's in. But who can I even name a few? Let's see: Tom Cruise, Denzel Washington, Sandra Bullock, maybe Keanu Reeves. People still will go see a Keanu and Chris Pratt. Is that are they the last 5 movie stars? Because outside of them, I can't name anyone else that you go, oh my gosh, so and so is in this, so and so is in this. It's just not the case. Maybe Johnny Depp now, after with all the issues with his ex-wife, people will go to support him just because he's making his big comeback into film. Maybe that's the case, but however which way it goes, that's what I am gleaming from this motion to dismiss. Public opinion is starting to affect how the court is making decisions. That could be for ill or for good. It just depends on the court case. 2, we're just seeing what a raging narcissist Alec Baldwin is. And 3, we're seeing in regards to that public opinion how people are changing they perceive celebrity. They're tired of their bull malarkey. They're tired of their nonsense, their posturing, their woke politics. They're tired of it all. They just want to see a good movie. And quite frankly, I am one of those audience members. If you like that video, be sure to give it a like, give it a thumbs up. Also share it, leave me a comment, tell me what you think. If you're watching on YouTube, ring that little bell so you get notifications anytime I post a new video. Also consider becoming a channel member. I've got all kinds of exclusive perks. I'm going to be doing member only streams once I have a few more members. Once a week I post a video that goes members only first before it gets released to everyone else, so you can definitely check that out. There's several more, but those are the big ones. If you're watching on a platform like Rumble or Odyssey and you're like, hey, I don't want to support you through big tech, don't blame you. Click on the link to my locals community. It's kind of like a Patreon. You can support me there. The link is in the description. And once again, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time right here on Studio Jake.
Cause I've been living life right like I